A man told me to control my psycho sister. I smiled. My younger sister Patty is kind of a loaded weapon. When she was 15, a girl at school spread a rumor that Patty had lice, so Patty put that girl's head through a cafeteria window. In college, a roommate stole money from her wallet, so Patty set every piece of that girl's clothing on fire in the parking lot. She's been on medication for years, learning to manage her emotions and reactions, but the switch is still there. I've watched her dig her nails into her palms until they bled just to keep from exploding. She calls me her anchor. I call her my responsibility. Patty and I had been planning this trip to New York, saving every paycheck for 8 months, and she promised me she could handle it. I'll be fine, she said. I just want to see a real Broadway show. I believed her. We landed at JFK with matching carry-ons and a list of restaurants to try. I thought maybe things would be different here. They weren't. We noticed this creep on night 1. A man who worked the hotel bar kept watching us from across the lobby. "You two look lost," he called out as we passed. Patty's jaw tightened. I squeezed her hand. "Ignore him," I whispered. She nodded and kept walking. Night 2, the same man appeared at our table during dinner and sat down without asking. "Let me buy you drinks. I know all the good spots around here." Patty's breathing changed. I recognized the signs. "We're fine," I said quickly, standing up to leave. She didn't speak for an hour after that. Night 3, he followed us into the elevator, standing close enough that I could smell his cologne. "You're not being very friendly," he said. "I'm trying to be nice to you." Patty stopped moving. Her hands were shaking. I saw her reach for her car keys, her fingers wrapping around the metal edge like a weapon. I grabbed her wrist before she could move. "Don't," I said quietly. "Please. Remember what happened last time." She closed her eyes, took 3 deep breaths, and we walked out when the doors opened. That night, she couldn't sleep. "I hate this," she whispered. "I hate that I can't just be normal." I held her hand in the dark. "You're doing so good. I promise." Night 4, the man was waiting in the lobby when we came down for breakfast. "I watched your window from the hotel parking lot last night," he said, grinning at Patty. "You should really close your curtains." Every muscle in my sister's body went rigid. I physically stepped between them. "We're reporting you to management," I said. He laughed. "I've worked here 20 years. They'll believe me over 2 tourists." I dragged Patty away before she could react. I reported him anyway. The manager shrugged. "He's been here forever. You must have misunderstood his friendliness." By night 5, my fearless sister wouldn't leave the room. The woman who once made a catcaller cry in public was now sitting on her hotel bed with her arms wrapped around herself, rocking slightly. "I can feel it building," she said. Her voice was small. "Wrong. This wasn't her. If he touches me, I don't know what I'll do." I felt completely useless watching her shrink into herself. I convinced her to try one more time. Just dinner at the hotel restaurant before our Broadway show. She agreed reluctantly. We barely sat down when our waitress glanced toward the bar and muttered under her breath, "This guy again." My stomach dropped. The same man walked over like he owned the place, pulled up a chair without asking, and leaned toward Patty. "You've been hiding from me all week." She pulled back. He grabbed her wrist hard. "Don't be like that. You've been making me chase you. Now it's your turn to be nice." I watched my sister's face change. Her free hand gripped the edge of the table so hard her knuckles went white. She looked at me with desperate eyes. Then the guy's free hand shot across my sister's chest and squeezed. "Honk honk," he said, and laughed. Something in me snapped first. "Sometimes it's okay to let go," I said. She blinked. "What?" I reached over and grabbed her free hand. "Let go." Patty didn't hesitate. She picked up her water glass and smashed it against the man's face. He stumbled backwards screaming, a bit of blood running down his cheek. The man's hair was wet and slipping in front of his face. Turns out it was a toupee that wanted to abandon ship. He looked around wildly. "Control your psycho sister," he yelled at me. Instead, I smiled and slid my glass across the table to Patty. He tried to stand. "What is this?" His voice cracked. I grabbed the pepper shaker and dumped it directly in his face. He was sputtering, slipping, coughing. He caught himself on a chair, shaking, staring at us like he expected even more. He ran out of that restaurant dripping wet, slipping and falling the whole way. Patty stood there smiling. "That felt good," she said. I squeezed her hand. "Let's go see that show."